And we are live. It is 11:02. I will put it in the correct time zone for once.
Hey, whatever. East Coast, baby.
West Coast, baby.
You're not even on the West Coast.
I'm in the West Coast time zone. Duh.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually on the East Coast. We actually went to the beach, into the ocean, which is why we missed the show last week. So our apologies for that. And it's been 2 weeks because you were at the doctor. I was at the
Yeah.
beach. And the peeps want their show, man.
I totally spaced. I had I had to do blood work, and so I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, do, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Monday morning. Like, whoops. So that one was my bad. And then you abandoned me last week.
Oh, there. I finally muted everything. I don't know if everybody can hear that.
No, they can't. But it's like chaos in your ears when you don't know where it's live, isn't it?
It was live on Facebook, and then it was live in the link that I opened so I can watch the chat. And here's a little hint for, I think this only works on Chrome, guys. If you have sound or something coming out of your computer and you're using Chrome, you don't know where it's coming from, they'll put a little speaker in your little, like a little speaker icon in the top of your tab. So look at your tabs, look for one that has that speaker icon. That's going to be where the sound is coming from. Free bonus tip from the eBay and Amazon show that has nothing to do with eBay or Amazon.
All right, we got some people in the chat. We got our normal hater giving us a thumbs down. It's all good,
I
brother.
saw that, man. I gave us a thumbs up on my other account. I probably broke Google rules or something by liking my own stuff, but I don't mind one bit.
I got to tell you, I do another show with my friend Nadine, and we do it on Thursday nights, Thrifty Business. And last week's episode, to this moment, still has no thumbs down. And my haters usually follow me everywhere.
Dude.
I was shocked last night. I'm like, what?
Don't feel bad about it, man. Don't feel bad.
Oh, I don't feel bad. I was shocked. I was like, I always get a thumbs down.
It's fair enough.
Let's talk my video I put in your group.
You.
I put the one of me arbitraging. Why are my glasses always crooked? Arbitraging without having to do anything.
Oh, making that money at Kmart without inventory free.
Yeah, so if you're not in Scam Power, if you are and you haven't seen my video, go find my video. And Friday night, we were meeting some friends for a drink at 8. And as we were getting ready to go, they're like, oh, we got sidetracked and we got to dinner late, so it'll be 9:30. So we had like an hour to kill before we headed out. So I'm like, all right. And we were across the street from a Kmart. And I said, oh, Stace, I need, Stace is my wife, those who don't know. I need some tubs because I just gotten 200 sports jerseys. I need to sort them out.
Wow.
And she's like, all right, cool. There's a Kmart right across the street. So we walked in, and she keeps bugging me. She's like, all these people making all this money on FBA. You should do that too. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So I bust out my Scam Power app. I'm going to go scan the clearance section. And as we walk in, because it's Vegas, there's gambling. I go, let's each play a quick 20. And in 5 minutes, we turned our $40 into $80, and we walked away with $80. We made 40 profit. So I put a little video up in Scam Power because in Vegas, that's how you do arbitrage. You double your money in 5 minutes without having to do much of anything but be good at video poker and lucky.
But did you go scan some clearance anyway? Because you could have, like, I don't know if this is a Vegas term. You could double down. Is that like where you split doubles in blackjack or something?
Yeah, and I did go scan, and I came home with 2 procs that I really liked, like 8 of one and 6 of another. So I think I will hop back on the FBA bandwagon slowly but surely. But I got to get some things. I haven't done it in a couple of years, so I got to get some things worked out. But I'm back, brother.
Awesome, dude. Well, I am back too. The chat room's giving me a little bit of a hard time because the last show, and you guys don't know unless you watched it live, Jason put a lot of effort to get that replay up because YouTube and Google kind of screwed up a little bit, and I don't know what happened, but I do know that we got it back. So big thanks to Jason for getting the YouTube support guys to bring that episode back because I'm sure everybody's very interested to watch what hungover Chris Green looks like, and you guys saw like the good spectrum of it because there were some worse moments that day than what was on the eBay versus Amazon show. But I gotta say, I guess rally is the good word for it. I had to 4 times rally that day. We had to rally for the show. We had to rally for the presentation. had to rally for a webinar 2 hours after that presentation, and then rally again for dinner, and then I felt bad, man, because we played credit card roulette and you lost, and yeah, felt a little bit. You're in your own hometown.
I know, and see, there's where
Uber
gambling
and
didn't pay
Airbnb.
off.
And what's like is there like an Uber, Airbnb, crowdsourcing, sharing economy for food yet?
I don't think so. But I got to back up before we get to me losing. I do gotta say, I've been there where I'm like, ugh, I'm a little rough today, but I got something to do. And when it's time to go on camera, on stage, whatever it is, you would probably not know if you didn't know, because like I know, especially from filming a TV show, I know that when the camera's rolling, you've got to be on. You can't be. And so 10 minutes before your speech at ASD, you were creating it all hungover, and you looked like this. I'll have to do it up high, but you were on the stage, and you were working like this.
I got it done, though, man.
But 10 minutes later, when, like, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Green, boom, you went from to, hey, everybody, let's talk about brand loyalty. So I'm like, I'm impressed with that. You should never pass me in drinking, which you did. You got in the fast lane that night. And when see it, Jason, I'm like, don't ever pass me. Don't ever pass me.
No, dude, there was no intention. I don't know what happened.
But when it came time to being on stage, man, you were on. Like, I was very impressed because I've never seen you that hungover and then have to go be you. And good job.
Thanks, man. Hey, what can I say, man? I love the stage, and the stage loves me back.
Oh, geez. But yeah, so we played credit card roulette where we all throw our credit cards in a pile, and whoever's credit card gets picked pays for dinner. And I lost big time because our dinner was 12 people.
12 people. We subsidized it at least a little bit.
Yes, you did. I appreciate that. The only bummer, and I get we're at all these events you're meeting new people, you're networking. But I was paying for dinner for 3 people that hadn't even talked to me yet because we were opposite ends of the table. I didn't know who they were. So if I'm paying for dinner for you and Teresa and Paul, I'm like, that's cool. We're buddies. It'll come back around. But people I might never see again, I'm like, hey, I think I got the short end of the stick. But thank you for subsidizing it. That was very nice.
Yeah, well, one lady only had a piece of cake too, so.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was her whole dinner.
That was her whole, and she was in on credit card roulette. I kind of said, hey, you don't need to put your card in. You only got a piece of cake. But she rolled the dice. She spun.
All right. Well, I feel better because that is very nice. I have some. I'll have an iced tea and I'll throw my credit card in. I'm like, all right.
Hey, sometimes you got to play, man. But I recommend this, and this is a little, off the side advice. A few weeks, no, was it last week? It must be 2 weeks ago now. I was in New York City doing an event with John Lawson, and I was in the morning, first day in the morning, right before lunch. And I say this everywhere I go. I said this in Vegas. I was like, guys, if you want to meet and network and get to know other people, other sellers, do it. You're here. You're in Vegas. You're in New York City. You're here at an event. Take advantage of it. And how do you do it? You just go up to people and say, hey, let's go to lunch. Let's go to dinner. I'm buying. Who's going to turn that down? Who's going to say, oh, no, I'd rather go, to the vending machine and eat some snacks in my hotel room? No, they're going to be like, heck yeah, where are we going? We're going here. It's a tiki bar, or it's this, there's that. Don't go cheap. No McDonald's, Taco Bell, no crap like that. Go somewhere. I mean, it can be like $15 like meals, right? Like you can get a nice place for $15 on the menu, and take 8 people and pay the bill. And the relationships you make at that table, that dinner, are worth way more than the $200, $300, whatever it's going to take to pull it off. And someone did. We went to eat in New York City, walked across the street, some Thai restaurant. We had 8 people there. It was me and John and some other people. And it came to, split it up. And this one guy said, no, man, I got it. I'm taking your advice. And I was like, all right, this guy's smart, right? Like, thanks. It wasn't an expensive place. I was like, sweet, thanks, dude. And whatever you need from me, you just let me know. He bought himself for $17 a favor from Chris Green that he can cash in whenever he wants. I'll take an hour phone call from him, right? You can't hire me for $17 an hour to talk to you on the phone. But this guy just did. And why? Because we have context. I've met him in real life. He did a nice thing for me. He's leveraged the relationship to where I feel that I need to give back to this guy. Like, and I want to. It's not like a guilt thing. It's like, hey, sweet, my homie. He bought me lunch. Whatever you need, man, I'll help you out. You want an introduction to something? You want some advice? Whatever you need. And that's just how human beings work, how relationships work. And it's so easy to do, but I do it time and time again. I say it over and over again. And for the most part, people don't do it. So if you're listening and you're like, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, I want to do that. The next time it comes up, take the initiative. Buy the whole table dinner, drinks. Even if you're just at the bar, $100 between like 4 or 5 people can get people drunk. Like, you're not like worried, oh, I can't open a bar tab. What if it's like $1,000? Well, don't go to a bar where it's going to be $1,000 bar tab.
The only time that does not play out is when you're at a club in Vegas.
No, you don't go to the club and get the Cristal.
I have been in a booth with somebody else, with a friend whose company was paying, and their bill was so ridiculous, they had to show 2 forms of ID when they were checking out. I've never seen that happen. They're like, okay, I know this is your driver's license, but you got something else just to make sure? Because our booze bill, and it wasn't even like Friday night at a big club with a major DJ. It was like a Tuesday at a normal club with just a house DJ, and the booze bill, and there was only like 10, 12 of us, was like $8,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So, piggybacking on what Chris just said, I was just at the Think Global Retail Conference here in Vegas. Now, I didn't plan on going. I saw my boy John Lawson. Our boy John Lawson was coming in, and I said, hey, I want to come watch you talk. So he called somebody and said, hey, give my friend Jason a pass. So I was just showing up to watch him, and that was going to be it. So I watch him, and the night before I go to the pre-party. And I started to meet a few people there and do a little networking, and I meet two friends, two girls who are now my friends for life, Yvonne and Sam. And that party was kind of boring and winding down. I said, hey, ever been to a tiki bar? Nope. Well, let's go. So we went, and Mike made us some drinks, and then the next day, now I know these two, and we're chit-chatting like we're old-time buddies, and John speaks. And while I'm sitting in the audience watching John speak, I look at the schedule, and I go, Griff's here tomorrow? So as you don't know, Griff is a good friend of mine who works for eBay. And I said, well, shit, I'll come back tomorrow. So I picked up Griff, and I spent the whole day at the event. And the event was for these big-time international sellers. It wasn't specifically geared towards me, but I did a lot of networking. And I have some seriously awesome connections that might pan out very cool for me in the next 12 months. And John said, hey, this is my buddy from Australia. Dude, you just closed out. Oh, it's weird. You just dropped out. Sorry. He loves thrifting, and you're the man. And so now I'm taking this guy thrifting because he stayed on for an extra week. He is here for 10 days, Chris. I'm like, you'll kill yourself. You don't ever come to Vegas for 10 days. I don't care where you're coming from. Go someplace else for a while. Because he was here for the whole conference, and he's here until Saturday. I'm like, holy shit.
What are you going to do for 10 days?
I don't know. But we're doing thrifting the next day or two. So for John to say, it's like the mafia. Hey, this is my guy. Take care of him. Yeah. It's the connections that we're talking about. So now I'm taking care of this guy, and then hopefully he says, hey, this Jason guy is awesome.
Got it?
Yeah, but hang on a sec.
It's got 2 of you now.
Yeah, no. I'm getting rid of me. Jeremy was messing with us. All right, sorry about that. But just, I wasn't planning on networking last week. I ended up at an event just to see a friend, and now I got these great connections, and, there's some things in the works that might be really cool for me. So you never know. Open your mouth. That's what Chris and I always say. Open your mouth. Nothing else. I bought these 2 girl drinks at Frankie's, not because I was looking to stray on my wife, but I realized one of them had something to do with the event, and I didn't do that for that reason at all. But we just started talking about the event, and we became friends, and now we're buddies. If you would see us together, you would think we've been buddies forever. We've known each other for less than a week. We spent 2 days together.
Yep, you gotta let serendipity happen, right? Like, don't go there with like I need to meet this person, this person, this person. Well, I say that, and there's times that you should do that. Like when you go to an event, I think everybody should be Googling all the speakers and finding out a lot about the ones that you really want to get to know. Because, guys, I go to a lot of conferences, and depending what you're into, there's not going to be a conference where you want to see every speaker. Half the speakers, no matter what, are going to have nothing to do with what you want to learn about. So it's sitting through them, just because you think, oh, I'm at the conference, I'm supposed to go to all the sessions. No, you have total freedom to go whatever sessions you want to go to. You get total access to all the information so that you can say, who's this person, who's this person, who's this person. Find them on Twitter, find them on Facebook, connect with them ahead of time, create some context. Then when you get there and you walk up afterwards, say, hey, thanks so much. I already bought your book. And they're going to be like, sweet, this person bought my book. Guess what? Now you've opened the door. Now they're going to treat you a lot nicer than someone else who hasn't. And it's just the human nature side of it. And you can do all that. I'm guilty of not doing it and regretting it later. And after someone speaks, like, whoa, I really wish I got to know that person ahead of time. And, you know, but I didn't. So instead of, like, wallowing in the mistake, I just hustled for the next time.
You know who Lynn Drolly is, Queen of Auctions?
I do.
So Lynn was a speaker at eBay Live in Chicago. And anybody who knows me now will be shocked by what I'm about to say. But I went to eBay Live. And not that I was afraid to talk to anybody, but I went through this whole giant event where there was like 15,000 people and talked to no one. I did no networking. I was just there to learn. But Lynn spoke on stage, and her younger life as a kid was kind of like mine in an aspect where she and her grandmother antiqued together and stuff, and I did that with my grandmother. And so I connected with her on that level. And oddly enough, I think she talked about a tiki mug that she had sold that day, and she is not into tiki like I'm into tiki. So she had a little booth, and I walked up to her afterwards and said, hey, great speech. I'm really enthralled, and I want to buy your books. And, hey, tiki mugs, you ever find anything cool? Here's my card, you know, send it to me. And we had a conversation just as I was a fan watching somebody on stage. It was nothing equals or anything. Now, here's all these years later, and we are planning, my wife and I plan a vacation to Palm Springs for a week, and one of the main reasons is to hang out with my friend Lynn and go garage sailing with her. So we went from the person on stage and me being like, oh, I'd like to talk to her, to now we're buddies. I put her on my show, and even though I was quiet on that occasion, I have a friend for life because of that. So even though I should have talked to more people, I look back fondly and go, that's where we met.
Yeah, I couldn't see you not not being comfortable speaking in front of people.
Dude, I didn't even go to the after parties or anything. I just left. Like Chris Isaak was playing a concert, which I'm not a big Chris Isaak fan, but my mom and dad were in town, so they picked me up, and we went out and saw Chicago, and I just ignored, like, the whole event. Like, I went and learned what I needed to learn, but I didn't think of the bigger picture like I would nowadays, you know. Of course. I am the bigger picture. Like, if you're at an event with me, you best be hanging around me because I go where the fun is. Sometimes too much, as Chris will attest to.
Ooh, it's been a while, man. That was rough. All right, we got conferences coming up. I want people to know about Ecom Chicago. There's a big event, CES, but it's sold out. So you guys can get on a waiting list, but it's going to be kind of unlikely you guys are going to be able to get a ticket. But if you're in Louisville or near Louisville and you want to hang out, you can definitely send me a message. We are doing a special high-end dinner. If you're interested in that dinner, it is $300. It's going to be limited to 30 people, and it's almost sold out. So if you are interested in that, please let me know quick. And when I do events like this, these are not-for-profit events. This is every penny gets turned around and spent on the event and on the attendees. And yeah, so if you'd like to come, the events that I do are pretty, I don't want to say legendary because they don't get talked about publicly, but the networking that happens at those events, you're networking with other people who are willing to drop down $300 for dinner and networking. So it's kind of a qualifier in that sense. But Ecom Chicago is coming up, and it's a pretty solid lineup when you think about it. 2 days. You got me, you got Jason, you got John Lawson, you got Andy Slam. I mean, you got eBay, you've got social media, you've got Amazon, you've got private labeling. Anything you want to do, and I'll talk about Amazon, I'll talk about FBA and ScanPower, and I'll talk about self-publishing as well, because it's just kind of crushing lately. There's a ton of different ways to make money online, and if you want to learn a ton of those ways, come to Ecom Chicago. If you're anywhere near Chicago, it's a no-brainer. If you're within 6 hours, like 6 hours is nothing. You drive 3 hours in the morning, stop for lunch, 3 hours in the afternoon. It's not even a busy day, right? Like 6 hours should not be that far away.
Speaking of, before you go on, this is not a in stone thing yet, but I think there's going to be a small segment in the Ecom thing. Besides, I'm doing the keynote, but besides that, I might be doing a small segment with my mother, who is driving 6 hours and is 73. I don't want to hear, I can't drive 6 hours. My mom's driving from Cleveland to Chicago, and we're going to do a segment with her, I'm pretty sure, about, so you can't teach an old dog new tricks. My mom and dad are killing it on eBay in their retirement. And so when I see people who are like 35, 40, 50, 60, they're like, I can't research. I don't know how this works. Yeah. Not that my parents are country bumpkins, but my mom grew up riding a horse to her friend's house. We grew up on a dirt road. We are country, all right? I take my sleeves off my shirts. We are country. And my parents are killing it. If they can do it, you can do it too. And every day my mom's telling me, oh, we sold this and that. And they're buying stuff cheap and selling ridiculous prices. So I hope this does come, I like that box. I hope this does come to fruition because I think it'll be a good thing, especially for anybody who's new and they're feeling overwhelmed or like, I can't do this or I can't use that. You know, my mom and dad, they use their iPhone to do the research. And then they go home. Dad does the pictures and the shipping. Mom does the listing and the correspondence. It's a great team. And they're making good money in their retirement. So, yeah, it's going to be an awesome event. Plus, there's 6 tiki bars in Chicago. Keep that in mind.
So should they come early or should they stay late?
Well, I will not be there late, but I will be there early because my wife is running the Chicago Marathon the weekend before. So I'll be bouncing around Chicago and Milwaukee for a day for about 9 or 10 days. So if you're in that area, hit me up. I will have a schedule of tiki bars soon because I got to figure out how to fit them all in. But we're going to have a good time throughout the whole week, and I will be having a couple of classes too. So if you're listening and you want to go either drinking or attend a class, drop me a note through Facebook, and I will get you set up.
Sweet. Yeah, I like that analogy because I talk to a lot of sellers, and it's kind of a realization I had kind of recently that I just can't imagine there's anyone who's talked to more sellers in the past 5 years than I have. So I'm getting a pretty good vibe about kind of what's out there, the sellers that are killing it, the sellers that are struggling. And, you know, if I know where someone's at, then I can kind of give them the best advice I can to help them get to where they want to go. So that's kind of where we need people to step up. You guys need to know where you're at, and you need to know where you want to go. Now, I know how you're going to get there is the hard part. Like, how do I get there? What should I use? Should I use eBay? Should I use Amazon? Well, if you know where you are and where you want to go, then people like me and Jason and Andy and John and all the other people that are going to be at Ecom Chicago can help you, right? So if you fall in that, hey, I feel like I just get overwhelmed every time I get the eBay app out. It's got so many like options. I don't know where to go. No problem. Come talk to any of us for 5 minutes. We'll show you what you need to know. Because most of it you don't need to know. Yeah, you don't need to sort by this and all this. You need to be able to find the product page. So we'll teach you how to, look up brands and model numbers, how to filter to completed and sold listings, how to sort by price, high to low. That's pretty much how I use the eBay app in its entirety. Now, you want to go phase 2? Get into Worth Point and stuff like that. But the key is you got to believe that you can do it and not take yourself out of the game, because that is what I see from a lot of sellers I talk to. They take themselves out of the game. They look for an excuse why things aren't going to work. And you can't say, I don't know how to use the phone, because you didn't know how to drive a car before, and you learned that. You didn't know how to operate your fancy big screen TV and DVR and all that stuff, and you learned that. You didn't know how to cook that rib recipe that Teresa's talking about, but you learned that. We can still learn. People think learning stops when you graduate high school or college. It's like, no, you can learn anything you want. Just learn it. Commit to learning it. Realize you're going to have to go through the learning curve.
Just learn it. That's Chris's take on Nike's just do it. Just learn it.
But there really is no excuse when you think about it, right? We're all like superheroes now from The Incredibles, because we all have iPhones and we all have Google, right? It used to be if you wanted to learn something, you had to have an encyclopedia. You had to go to the library. You had to be lucky enough to know someone who knew a lot about a topic. Now, I challenge anybody to find any topic, any product line, anything on Amazon or eBay that you want to learn more about, and tell me if you spent 40 hours a week, your full-time job was to research tiki mugs, to research My Little Pony, to research Disney, I'm going to throw this in your face again, Disney hidden Mickey things, that you couldn't learn 90% of it in 40 hours a week. Commit a week to learning something, and you're going to know everything you need to know about it. And over time, you'll get the last 95 to 100%, and you'll become a master of it. But you can learn anything you want. You got Google. It's all in front of us. There are fan pages for every single product line. For 80s and 90s hip-hop Tupac jeans. You don't know which ones to buy? Get on eBay and Google. Right? I don't want to hear any excuses. Did I cut out there for a while?
No, I think I did. I keep putting it on mute because Jeremy's taping behind me. Because as you can see, this is a real working office. We are shipping some boots we just sold.
Get him the silent tape, man.
Silent tape? It's the gun, brother. It's
No,
the shark.
They have silent tape.
The shark, babe. Oh, put me up.
No, put some silent tape in there, man.
I usually don't need it. I just ship from there. Your labels in. Yeah, I mean that's what I did when I was starting to learn jeans and suits and sport coats. Those are two things I really didn't know much about, and I just sat in the section of the thrift store with my iPad and looked everything up. I thought you were done.
I was almost done.
Yeah. I am talking, Sonny. I'm talking.
That's what I was waiting
Tape
to
is cheap.
But yeah, so somebody challenged me and I learned it. You know, I'm not an expert yet, especially in the suits and sports coats, but I learned. But jeans, I'm getting good at. I stopped in a warehouse sale yesterday. It was too hot. Within 2 seconds, I found a pair of silver tab Levi's for $2. I bought them and I left. But there was something that was not on my radar until I started paying attention to thrifting with the boys and started learning for myself. Just started typing, you know.
Right.
So yeah, you can learn, especially if you're in this. Like if you want to do this and you're in it, you can learn it.
And if you have trouble, ask for help, guys. Like we're right here asking you for, any questions you have. You know, I've gone scouting with a lot of people, and I really never thought about why they wanted to go scouting with me. Because I can scan a barcode and I can look at the data and I can tell you if I'd buy it or not. But do you really need to be in the same store as me for you know to learn that stuff? And what I found after doing this over and over and over again with people is they understood the data, they understood what products to pick up, but they wanted the confidence. They wanted to look at the phone at the same time as me and be like, oh, okay, that's what Chris Green says. I thought the same thing. Chris says he would have bought it, and I would have bought the same thing. Or Chris says, no, watch out for this. And I said, yes, the exact same reason I wouldn't have bought that. All they wanted was the confidence. Because as sellers, whether you're on eBay or Amazon, you don't run into like a lot of us, right? Like you don't. What's that stuff? I mean, you run into people at the thrift store. You're in a big area and you got a high profile. But man, it is rare. I mean, that I run into another person using a phone to even scan barcodes that I know isn't just a shopper, you know, like a shopping mom. You know, we're not out there, so we don't get that confirmation. We scan something like, hey, this looks really good, but man, I just wish someone else would just give me that confirmation. Just tell me that I'm doing this right. And once you tell them that, they're off to the races.
Here's a prime example of that, Chris, and not that I'm trying to work a second plug into my other show, but this was posted in Thrifting with the Boys yesterday. Why watch Thrifty Business with J&A? ? A couple of weeks ago, I was watching and made a comment about how I wouldn't be caught dead in the bra section of a thrift store, period. As a guy, I felt way out of my comfort area. Jason gave me encouragement live on the show. The next day, I went out and bought my first bra, and I know that sounds wrong. Tonight, I have sold my second bra since then. I paid $2 at the Salvation Army, and he sold it for $17 or $18. Moral of the story, watch the video, interact, learn, and adapt. I was leaving money on the table by avoiding the section. Thanks, Jason. And that's everything we always talk about. And I wasn't encouraging him. I was giving him shit on the show because he was like, no way. It's creepy. I go, look at this face. It ain't creepier than this. I'm in the bra section all the time.
Yep.
But, you know, he listened. He learned. He adapted. He's like, if I can turn $2 into $18 every day, that's a good add to my bottom line.
Yep. No, it is not just a fear of failure that people need to get over, but a fear of what other people think, right? Like really, guys, stop caring what other people think, like completely. It doesn't matter. But I used to do this, right? By the time I got home from someplace, if I was like, well, I didn't want to like do that at the store. By the time you get home, it sounds so silly to be like, I didn't want to go over there. I didn't want to say excuse me so that I could actually look at some extra CDs or something. Because I didn't want to like interrupt somebody or I didn't want to like talk. No, it seems so silly at the end of the day. You got to remember that while you're there, because I get the feeling, right? Where you're like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. I don't really know what I'm looking for. But get over it, because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. You're only going to look back with regret if you don't do it. There's no, like for what? The people there are not, they don't care the way that they think. We do got a good question from Matt.
Yeah, I followed up asking if it was eBay or Amazon or both, but you're right. Matt says, I have a quick question about pricing in the competitive market. How do you decide pricing versus other listings? What pricing strategies do you use? So, Chris, you can give the Amazon side, then I'll give the eBay side.
Dude, I want to give a little eBay side at the end too.
All right.
Unless you cover what.
Well, I have Amazon thoughts. Okay, so first you do your Amazon, I'll do my eBay, and then we'll flip it. How's that sound?
We'll flip in case one of us leaves something out.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, Matt, Double M, what's up, dude? We got it. If you're on Amazon, what you're looking at, because we don't have sales history like eBay, you're looking at sales rank. You're looking at the prices that people are asking, the listed price. So we don't have sold for prices. Now we do have Keepa and Camel, which is going to give you historic sales rank. And if you're familiar with reading those graphs, you can kind of decipher how often the item sells. And seeing the market prices listed, you can make a pretty good determination of what price it's sold for, unless it is an item that has a big difference between the lowest new price and the lowest used price. Because then that sale that comes through, you don't know if it was used or new. Right? So if you got a new copy and you're looking at some, well, maybe the used copies are selling a ton because they're $30 and all the new ones listed at 175, and the 175 just isn't realistic, even though yours is new. But when you got margin, you got room to play. Now, when I buy something, I want to sell it, right? Like I am interested in the lowest market price and very happy to sell it for that price. Very rarely will I buy something where I'm like, yeah, these ones are going to sell. Mine's better. So I'm going to be able to hold out and get a better price, unless it's like condition, right? Like I found something new and in a sealed box that there are no new out there. I may pay more, or I may be willing to ask for more to find a buyer who wants it in new condition, possibly as a gift, something like that. It really would depend on the item. But as a general rule on Amazon, I want to know the market price. What is that item selling for? Because I'm interested in the item selling. I'm not interested in holding it or waiting until everybody else sells out. So you've got to, it comes with experience, but the more items that you look at and scan and look, you're going to find that you're able to decipher the market price quickly. Then you compare it to your acquisition cost. I'm not a big fan of undercutting unless there's a reason to undercut. If everybody's too high, if you want a quick sale, if you got it so cheap that you're happy with $150 profit instead of waiting for $200, take it. Undercut whenever you feel like it. But sell the stuff. I'm not a fan of waiting.
All right, so here's how I price my stuff on eBay. And I've altered a smidge lately, but it always has been for the slow dime and not the fast nickel. Because I feel that with my research and my knowledge and the products I pick up, I price them to where I think there is a customer at that price. And I'm going to show you two examples and then why I changed my mind. So now that we're doing it on YouTube, we can do things called screen share. Yeah.
Oh, right.
All right. So this Aeropostale T-shirt was awesome. I found it in Philadelphia, and that is Walter Payton, which was known as Sweetness. And I didn't see any on eBay. And I thought it was an awesome, awesome shirt. Football season was upon us. I listed in July for $35. I got tons of like $12, $15, $18. Oh, it's just a used T-shirt. How much you think you're going to sell it for? Well, guess what? I sold for full asking price $35 yesterday. I'm not sure why they're showing a line through it, but it sold for $35 yesterday and got shipped today. And so that was me waiting for the slow dime. Okay. So on the other end of that scale, I bought a dead man's closet. He had passed away, and I bought all his clothes. But I got so much, like, I got to move this stuff. So I'm going for the fast nickel. So I threw a bunch of his shoes up last week, and I didn't even put a best offer on it. I just put I looked at the average of Merrill size 14 of these kind of boots, and they were selling for like 50 to 60. So I put on $49.99, so at the low end of it. And a guy came to me today and said, I'll give you 40. And I said, sure. So I sold 2 quick pairs of shoes because, nothing I got out of that closet was super amazing. So I want to get the stuff moved. Plus, I have too much crap in my house, and Stacy's ready to kill me. So when I have a good product, I definitely go for the slow dime. When I want to move some commodity type stuff like these shoes, fast nickel.
What I would add to eBay, if I'm selling something on eBay, if I am able to command a better price, and your tiki mugs are a great example, where you got the background, you know your stuff, where you can command a higher price because you're offering a superior, improved product instead of cookie cutter commodity. Like, why do you think you're going to get $110 for that GoPro when they all sell for $99, right? Like, yeah, I want $10 more though. Like, yeah, but what's the difference? What's the point? Even if you just spruce it up with a background,
like this.
Yeah, that can be something that brings the buyer in, and you can't do this on Amazon, which is why I wanted to add it on the eBay side. If there's something you can do, or you can note about the condition. I'm not a big condition notes guy on Amazon because nobody reads them. On eBay, you can say, hey, this is a really old one, and most are going to have chips or flaws or whatever. This one is pristine and perfect, and that's why you're charging more for it, because they aren't identical. They aren't commodity type products. So on eBay, you're going to have a lot more flexibility. You're going to be able to be more creative, and but it comes back to item by item. Like, what's the item and what's the platform, and what can you do to get the most money for it? So it's not something you can just say, well, hey, Jason says or Chris says. It's going to depend on the item, and you're going to use different strategies the longer you sell online and get more experience.
And the way I treat my Amazon, and I know people are going to give me shit for this because most sellers hate this, but I kind of race for the bottom. But when I say that, I always reprice mine to be the cheapest, but I usually sell very expensive CDs. So in the race for the bottom, I mean, if somebody's at $74.99, I'll try 70. So I'm not going from $2 to $1. I'm not wasting my time with stuff like that. But I feel if I'm always the cheapest, I get the sale first. Right or wrong, that's how I feel. But like I said, mostly my CDs are like $30 to $100. So I feel if you're paying $100 for a CD, you're probably gonna, if you can shave $1 or $2, and I look like a good seller, might as well go with $1 or $2 off. But if I was in commodity stuff that was $4.99 or $3.99. Yeah, race to the bottom, I get how that just messes up for everybody. But I'll always keep my CDs at the cheapest one in that condition field for that title.
Right, and you can do that when you have margin, right? If you guys are cutting things super close and buying stuff for $5 and selling them for $8, you're going to have to get $8, right? Because you're not going to have room to go down. You're not going to have room to undercut. But, yeah, I would take a quick sale and undercut. When it makes sense. But for the most part, especially if you're using FBA, you can match the lowest FBA price and get the next sale. And that's because the stuff I want to buy stuff that's selling. I don't want to buy stuff that's sitting and might sell next week and it's a real slow mover. There's times for that. There's times to say this isn't going to sell very often, but I'll throw mine up there and wait. But if you want to turn inventory and make money, you got to be able to price competitively. And if you can't buy low enough, you're not going to be able to price competitively.
We have another question from Louis the seller.
Louis
says, if you sell on both eBay and Amazon, do you guys suggest sourcing for one marketplace at a time or on separate days? And I don't. I mean, I'm just like wherever I'm at. So if I'm at Kmart gambling and I see a clearance rack, I will whip out my Scan Power app and go find what I need to find. If I'm in a thrift store and I find some used stuff and some new stuff, I'm going to start working on a box for FBA. So I'll be pushing that new stuff towards Amazon. I figure if I'm outsourcing, I'm just sourcing. I'm not, but I can understand, like, okay, today's a thrift store, tomorrow's like retail arbitrage. I get that, but I would go one to another. Like, okay, if I'm driving down Eastern Road, going towards the Savers, hey, look, there's a Ross. I'm gonna go buy some socks because I got taught how to flip socks. So,
guys, I think you guys are thinking too hard about it. Be like, well, today is a thrift store day, and I'm gonna pass by Target that had a ton of clearance I picked up yesterday because today's thrift store day. To me, that doesn't make any sense. You can go to thrift store and Target on the same day, and you might find eBay stuff in Target and Amazon stuff in the thrift store, right? Like, we're not talking about thrift store and eBay and Target for Amazon.
True.
You got to sell the right product on the right platform. You find new in-box puzzles and board games at the thrift store, and they're a great match on Amazon. Send them to Amazon. And you find some great toys at Target, but the boxes are a little rough. hey, they may end up on eBay. Don't think too hard about it, guys. You're sellers. We say this, well, we don't say it on every show, but we should. We don't care what you buy. We don't care what you sell. We don't care where you sell it. We really don't. But we want to be able to help you go out and find products you can buy and resell for a profit. That's it. Jason's just more on eBay and I'm more on Amazon. As far as everybody listening, we don't care. We just want to help you guys make money.
Hey, Mom, aren't you watching? You just played a word with Words with Friends? Your boy's on TV. Pay attention.
Oh, we got like 12 people watching.
No, we got
7. Dude, our numbers are up.
I saw you're talking, I see this little ding. Peggy has played a word. I'm like, what? My own mom's not even paying attention.
Oh, it's all right. I'm tweeting, I think.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing 1,000 other things, too. But you expect your mommy to watch you.
Oh, dude, fastest 42 minutes in YouTube. And, yeah, the live show is back.
Oh, my mom said she's a multitasker.
Dude, she should do a presentation. I'd actually rather listen to your mom speak. And I say this because I've seen you speak so many times. Like I know it, right?
Oh, I know. I told Lawson that the same thing. I go, I think that's the 5th time I've seen this speak. She goes, hey, when you get a good one, you lock it in. I go, oh, I'm with you. But I also wanted to tell you, you still made me laugh twice. So, you're a good, and that's why I go watch you talk. That's why I watch Lawson talk. That's why I watch Griff talk. Even if my friends or my acquaintances are talking about things that it won't make much matter to me. Like I won't learn anything. But to watch them engage the crowd, I always pick up little tips and advice like, okay, I saw Chris do that and the whole audience kind of leaned forward. Or I saw John do that and the whole audience laughed together. So I use the events too as a speaker to hone my game. Because I see what other speakers do, and I see them do it well, and it makes me be a better speaker, I feel.
I figured this out at kind of the same time that my man Gary Vee figured this out because he did a little video about it. But it's the Q&A. That's the greatest value that we can give you guys. I mean, we can get up on a stage and we can tell you stories and anecdotes and make you laugh. It's the Q&A stuff. It's the real, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm working on, what do you guys think? And we can help you from experience that either we have personally or something we've learned from someone else. That's how you're going to move forward. I mean, there's no presentation I can do to any number of people where it's going to affect every one of them and be, what each person needs to hear, something they're struggling with and now they're over that hump. It's just not how it works. But if you ask a question during the thing and say, hey, I've heard you talk about self-publishing before. What's the site that you use? I'm like, oh, it's createspace.com. They're like, oh, that's what it is. Thanks. And you're off to the races. If you just wait until I bring that up organically, you might wait a long time. Get your question answered. That's what most of this is. You need to know what pieces of the internet to use and use them. And if listening to us is a good part or a good use of your time, great. If it's not, it's no thing. We would rather you be out executing than listening to us. So, Andy's talking about your bubble bath picture.
Funny, I was just sharing that with somebody over the weekend. Since those of you who have seen it, my haters use that bubble bath picture for very nefarious reasons. That's the only haters that drive me nuts. So I'm supposed to be wearing a hat. That was my thing on our new show, and I forgot. But I got this sweet hat from a fan and a friend the other day. Check this out.
Wow.
I got me a pug hat.
Dude, where would you ever wear that?
Well, funny you should ask because I have the exact. Wait, I got the exact place to wear it. Our youngest dog was adopted, or no, I'm sorry, our middle dog was adopted from the Pug Rescue here in Vegas, and they have fundraisers throughout the year to raise money for, these people are so selfless. They take all these dogs in that got a shit deal of life, and they pay all their medical bills, and the only way to keep it rolling is to have fundraisers and stuff. So in October, they have something called Pugtoberfest, and all the little pugs get dressed up in costumes, and there's a costume contest, and they asked me to be one of the celebrity judges this year. So when I got this hat, I know where I'm wearing it to Pugtoberfest, baby.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
Hello?
And my homie Jay Bain is calling.
Hey, tell Jay we do a show on Mondays. Jay, pay attention.
I know, right?
Andy's here with us. Jay's calling you. That
Oh.
tells me a lot.
Priorities, man. So,
Look, Mondays when I'm not at the doctor and Chris isn't at the beach, we're here.
yeah, you got a pretty good schedule going.
So yeah, so this will be my new hat. But you know what? I'll wear it out to the bar one night. It'll be fun. People want to talk about it. Maybe I'll wear it to Chicago. It is hot and heavy though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, bring it to Chicago. Oh, dude, we forgot to tell people where to go because we can't post links in this chat, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's the only bummer.
But it's ecomchicago.com. There's still tickets available. It will be it'll be a great event. I'm all about it.
Yep, it's going to be a cool event. It's a great lineup. And fall in the Midwest, as much as I love living here without sleeves on my shirts, I'm always up for a little cooler weather and jeans and a nice sweatshirt. I just you do get like, all right, same old every day. So I like a little fall weather, and we're doing a little side trip to Milwaukee. So we'll see the sights in Milwaukee. But yeah, it's going to be an awesome event. So come. Like I said, my mom's driving 6 hours. You can too. Find a friend, get there. We're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be 2 days of a lot of learning, but we also have a DJ party, so you can see Chris and I get down.
Is it like karaoke party or?
Well, it just says DJ, so I don't know. You love karaoke. Me, not so much. Because here, I'll tell you. I don't think I've ever told a story on anything like this. I'll tell you right now.
Uh-oh.
My singing voice is so horrible, and then people go, how horrible is it? When I was in 7th grade, we did a musical version of Pied Piper of Hamlet. And I was just a townsperson just in the chorus. And there was like maybe 12, 14 of us townspeople chorus. So during the first rehearsal, we sang the group song. So there's 14 kids singing. At the end of it, from the stands, the teacher goes, hey, Smith. I said, yeah. Hey, can you mouth the words from now on? That's how horrible you are.
That is bad.
Yeah, so guess how much I like karaoke? I don't. Now,
You're scarred for life.
if you give me a few drinks, I will bust out Summer Nights from Greece. I'll do Wet with Somebody, but that's it. That's all I'll do. That's all I do.
But it might be kind of weird. I mean, this is like a dance party with grown-ups who don't really know each other. Like, I don't see a lot of, like, couples dancing or anything. Maybe I'm missing something.
Well, I look at it this way. It's one of those things where it'll be like the movie where, like, it's the end of Footloose, and they're all just standing there staring at each other. And then finally Ren shows up, and let's dance! So, as much as I hate singing, I love dancing. I'll get out on the dance floor. I'll get people moving. For a big white dude, I got rhythm. I know where the beat is.
It's going to be interesting to say the least. So, guys, Ecom Chicago, come on out. It'll be, yeah, you're going to have to answer this sock question, man, because I actually have to get ready for a Paw Sox game tonight.
Well, how can I answer it? I don't know about ungating. How would I answer that?
Sports socks, can I sell all socks without being ungated clothing or just sports socks? Depends what category the items are in. Some items, like a lot of North Face stuff, is going to be listed in sports and outdoors, even though it's technically clothing. So, I mean, the thing is, scan it. We've got a shortcut in the Scan Power app where you can check if an item is restricted or not, if you're able to sell it on your account. If you're not approved to sell it on your account, then I recommend applying for those categories if you've got access to a lot of inventory that you can make money on in those categories. I mean, there's no reason not to go through with the application process. And it's not that socks are profitable. It's that items out there are profitable, and you can find socks. And you can use your Scan Power app on the fly to find out what the market price is for items, and then if you want to buy them and sell them for a profit. It's not the socks that are profitable, right? There are just lots of items that are profitable. Some of them include socks. So you can do socks like Jason, or you can learn anything else. But
it's either socks or anything else.
Yeah, but I say that because I see people get hung up on the socks. Like, now I want to go buy and sell socks. Jason told me I can make money with socks. I heard on the radio that you can make money with socks. Yes, that is true in itself, but you can make money with a lot of things. It's not that they're not profitable because they're socks. They're profitable because they're profitable, because of an inequilibrium in the marketplace, an arbitrage opportunity, because they're higher priced on eBay and Amazon than they are at the store. Not because they're socks. That's what I see happening. People chase these little ideas. Jason said socks. Honey, we need to go buy some socks today. No. He just told you a profitable item. You should be saying, let's go find profitable items. And while we're there, we'll check the socks. Right? Does that make more sense? All right, clarification. All right, Nadine, you're awesome.
All right, so you're going to the baseball game?
Yeah, my kids read so many books this summer that they get to like be recognized on the field or something.
Oh, cool. Well, congrats, Dad. Good job on being a good parent.
Dude, I got my kid on TV because he wrote a book. I like that.
I'll make sure
you should get your pugs to write a book.
All right.
How I sleep name on there you want.
How I sleep at Jason's feet every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could. All right, we'll post pictures of your kids on the field.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. You guys all know me on Facebook.
Bless you.
And everywhere else. So, guys, like, comment, subscribe for more information from the eBay versus Amazon show. And we mean it, guys. The best value we can give is answering your questions. You guys can listen to us talk. Hopefully we bring you some information, maybe a little entertainment on the side. But if there's something we can help you do, question we can answer for you that will improve your business, get you over some kind of hump, please ask it, because if we know the answer to it, we'll tell you live. And if we don't, we'll find someone who does, because we want you guys moving forward with your business, not just hanging out and like, oh, if only. No more if only. Whatever you need to get past that if only, let us know, and we will help you get over it.
And I'll end with this. We talked a lot about Chicago, but before Chicago, I'm going to be part of the eBay We Are 20th anniversary celebration in San Jose at the end of next week, September 10th and 11th. That's only $95 for 2 days. If you're anywhere near San Jose or LA, is not that far of a drive, get up there. You will have unparalleled access to eBay employees. If you've ever said, I wish I could talk to somebody super easy, guess what? They'll all be there. At any eBay event, they bring a lot of employees. At the events that are held in the city where eBay is, a lot more come. And so the employees will be there. I'll be part of it. John Lawson will be part of it. My mommy and daddy are coming to see me. So it's going to be a fun event. They have picked a panel of the most influential sellers on eBay, and I was asked to be one of them. So that means a lot to me that I've been recognized for that. And what they want us to do is help, and I will give a little teaser right now. There are a big change coming you'll hear about next week that every eBay seller will be like, yes, finally, it is so awesome. That's all I can tell you. I know what it is. It rules.
We're getting rid of non-paying bidders. If someone bids and wins, they have to pay.
No, but I will be talking to... Wait. I already will be talking to higher-ups about that. We have to fix this. But no, something very much that gives everyone stress is changing radically next week. Well, I don't know when it's changing, but we're hearing about it next week. So I'll be one of the ones help to promote and push it out there to let people know that things are changing. They've heard us, and they've changed things. Wow. So come see me in San Jose. Just Google eBay We Are 20, and you will find it.
Awesome. Good stuff, guys. 3 o'clock hour. We're going to call it. You guys hit us up with anything you need during the week, and we'll be back here next Monday, 2:01 Eastern, 11:01 on the West Coast. You can be Snoop Dogg, and I'll be, who am I, Run DMC?
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't think I knew that, did you?
I know you know your rap. Shut it.
All right, see you guys.
Peace out, everybody. Woo!